We have a favourite little story in Business in Motion that applies to all of our consultancy work. And the story is called The Red Thread. So picture a little girl on the beach and she has a needle and a red thread. She pops the red thread through the eye of the needle, pulls it down and ties a knot. On the beach, there's lots of little disc shells that have the natural hole. So she picks one up over the needle and it pops onto the knot. She picks up a second shell over the needle and it falls on top of the first shell. And eventually the little girl ends up with her intended outcome, which in her case was a shell necklace. We draw a lot of parallel from that story to all of our consultancy projects. Why? If you can take 3 words and connect them with a red thread, be, do, measure. Be is the intended outcome in business. Do is what we need to do to get to the intended outcome, and measure, how we're going to measure the actions to ensure we're moving towards the intended outcome. So going back to the story, 2 quick questions. What did the first shell do for the second shell? Absolutely, it provides a foundation. And the second question is, what would happen to the intended outcome, in her case, the shell necklace, if the red thread broke? And clearly the shells would scatter and her intended outcome would no longer exist. So back to the parallel, when we see actions in business that are taking us everywhere but in the direction of where we wish to be, what we wish to be, our intended outcome, this action is busyness rather than business. So the red thread, ask yourself, are you living in the land of busyness, or everything that you're doing is actually business serving an intended outcome?